Welcome, brawlers. I'm the Hermit, and our commander for today is going to be Kuja Genome Sorcerer. For 2 generic, a black and a red, we get a 3/4 legendary human mutant wizard. At the beginning of your end step, create a tap 0/1 black wizard creature token with, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this token deals 1 damage to each opponent. Then if you control 4 or more wizards, transform Kuja. Kuja transforms into Kuja Fateified, a 4/6 avatar wizard with Flare Star. If a wizard you control will deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals double that damage instead. Now since Kuja is gonna be making 2 bodies the turn he comes into play, we're already halfway into having 4 wizards whenever we cast him. So instead of focusing on trying to flip him as soon as possible, what I decided to do is I decided to make this an aggro deck and then have Kuja come with the wizard tokens to deal the last bits of damage that we need to win the game. So we're gonna be playing aggressive creatures, 2 power creatures like Conscript, Forsaken Miner, Command of Aces Kakasan, Ragavan, and in the 2-drop we're gonna be playing Chorister Cutter, Dreadhorde Butcher, Rahilda, Rover of the Ridge, and are confident to help a little bit with the wizard theme, as well as Harmonic Prodigy, because Harmonic Prodigy doubles the triggers of every wizard. It's gonna help us, because if Harmonic Prodigy is in play, then Kuja immediately triggers twice, which means we already have the 4 wizards we need to transform, and then they are gonna be dealing 2 damage twice whenever we cast a non-creature spell. We also have a little bit of reach in the form of Alicia, who laughs at fate, Urabrask Forge, Stormforge Armor, which is an equipment that makes a ball lightning whenever equipped creature attacks, and it equips by paying 3 life. And just in case we need a little bit of extra oomph, we have Liliana Dreadhorde General. Whenever a creature you control dies, draw a card, +1 make a zombie, -4 each player sacrifices 2 creatures. So we usually use it to sacrifice our wizard tokens and draw 2 cards. And we have Chandra Awakened Inferno. If you are playing against control, Chandra can be countered, and we can +2 to give our opponent's emblem, which they cannot interact with, that deals 1 damage to them at the beginning of their upkeep. So they tend to accumulate and they become 1 damage, then 2 damage, then 3 damage, and so on at the beginning of each upkeep. And just in case we need some card draw, we have the One Ring, we have Lelia, the Blade Reforged, as well as Asylum Visitor, which is another wizard. If any player has no cards in hand, at the beginning of their upkeep, we get to draw a card and lose 1 life. So yeah, that's the deck. A little bit of discard, Inquisition, Thoughtseize, Mind Spike, and Destroyed Removal in case our damage-based removal is not enough. So we play Bitter Triumph, Feed the Cycle, Molten Collapse. So let's go into the queue and burn our opponents. And if you wanna see a particular legend, drop a comment down below and I will build a Brawl deck around it. Yuna Hopos Pira. We need to be aggressive, and she's gonna have Ward 2. So if we want to kill her, we need to keep 5 mana open. Otherwise they get to reanimate an enchantment in their end step. Starfield Mystic. Enchantments cost 1 less to cast. I'll see it. So we should attack and then look back. They can essentially double block and give protection to the Mystic. But that comes out around. Okay, they get lost on the Mystic. And now we mine Spike. That's a shame. I didn't want to put their enchantments on the graveyard for them. But we send the little one, which only gives hexproof. And we also play... Harmonic Prodigy. Yeah, since our opponent can only reanimate Sharp Major's Rescue, they might. Okay, they can also reanimate Greater Tanuki now. That's not good for us. So let's Caustic Bronco. Get a Celus Conscript. Opponent double blocks. Okay. That's actually great news. That means we can... Oh no. Okay. Now we don't get all of this stuff. I know we do. Yeah. They trade. And opponent can play Yuna. Well, I'll say trades with the Caustic Bronco. That's what I mean. Okay, that's not great. The beginning of your... Okay. Now what? I guess we go for Kuja. Yeah, they're gonna reanimate their Tanuki either way. Okay, they play Yuna during your turn. And they get rescue on Yuna. Let's Swift Spear Teachings. Alright. We get Dreadhorde Arcanist. And what should we do? I guess we feed the cycle. Forage. Kill the Tanuki. Okay. We leave Mind Spike. And then we cast Mind Spike. Okay, yeah, that's enough. Since we get to cast Mind Spike again. Yeah, good game. Yeah, they were a little too slow. They needed to have an enchantment on the field so they could give it lifelink with Yuna, and Hero so they could stabilize, but yeah, Good games. Against good old Yuffie. Very sear. I mean, luckily for us, we have enough removal to keep their unblockables off the board. Swarm Saboteur. That gets Lightning Bolt. And with Otsis. Tetsuko Misawa. We get Gitu Lava Runner and Feldon on the board. That's 4 damage to our opponent. And they Brainstorm. I mean, usually you wanna save your Brainstorm when you're gonna hit with Yuriko or Yuffie. Crippling Fear, Naming Ninja. Oh, they name move. Yeah, doesn't matter as long as they get our creatures. Kaito.
Don't worry, Pom-Pom-chan.
And now
Never
Kaito is going
underestimate
to
my
die.
You won't be so lucky next time.
And we get to draw with Castle Locktwain.
This place needs more hospitality.
Yeah, these one drops are good in the early game, but they are not as vital to play in the late game. Okay, so our opponent doesn't want to get in with their commander yet. So we pass. And we transform Kuja. Kuja. They're trying to reanimate. They have a ninja. They just hit us for 1 with the Wanderer. Now we should attack now. That's 8 damage, and I think we have the game. They can get a land, so let's lightning strike here. Make them have it. It seems like they do have it, but they still concede because now we're gonna have lethal and we still get to draw cards with the castle. So, good games. Not so scary now, huh? A Sorcerer. I'm thinking we play command and we wait on Mind Spike until after Feldon. That way we have the most pressure on them. Arcane Signet from our opponent. And sure enough, Mind Spike. We get... We see Bitter Triumph, Blood on the Snow, Caged Sun, Relic of Legends. I assume we take one of these two. They would play Blood on 2 turns. Okay. Let's risk it. We're gonna Blood Wave. And we're gonna have Academ's Awakening for the Blood in the Snow. This time we get Rakdos Theater. I'll keep the Robber. So we should Robber of the Reach. We get a land from our opponent. They kinda have to blood here. Which means we stick Kuja and see what happens. Okay. We have a Shatter called Smashing. Opponent might play their Cage Stone here, or a Mid Hook. Okay. Let's send our commander back. And we're gonna recast it. Yeah, and we lose on the Academ's Awakening, but we would only get one, because Kumano is an enchantment. But not a creature on the graveyard. And they're still doing their commander stuff, which is playing him, tapping him for the Relic of Legends mana, and just going through the Dungeon of the Mad Mage. Which might be a little ambitious for our opponent, especially at 6 life. Okay, they play a Mind Stone. And Palladium here. So I'm thinking we attack. Okay, they block. We lose 1 life. But we're gonna have to Black Mages with our tokens, and when our opponent plays their commander, we're gonna Triumph it. Oh, unless they... What are they doing? Cage Stone. Or... What's your mystery card, opponent? Yeah, it's Cage Stone. So now they play their commander. And that just makes the 1 mana, so we should be fine. Yeah, I think we win this right here. We're gonna get 3 and we can even target 1 of our tokens. Yeah, opponent is dead. Doesn't matter. I don't know why. I was looking for Wizard. And that's 6 damage. Good game. Yeah, usually they try to make their commander cost either 1 mana or free with something like Relic, maybe Dabriel, and Bontus Monument. So they can essentially go through the Dungeon of the Mad Mage any number of times they want. infinite times. And because at the last part of the dungeon they get a free spell, yeah, so that makes them, they can play their whole deck. Anyways, GG's. Nicole Bolas got Pharaoh. So they're gonna be interacting a lot, and maybe we need to shock here. Nah, let's see. Robber of the Rich, and then we're gonna play the Forge. They have red, so they might have artifact removal. Okay, discards Choke and Firebrand. They kill the robber. We get the Forge. Ticking, tick, tick, tick. And we have the combo of Mount Doom and the One Ring. So let's go to combat. Since we drew up Nixilis, we're gonna casualty with our token from the Forge. Opponent is keeping. Oh, maybe
I'm gonna remake this
wash away
in my image.
or interaction for a creature.
Pleasure doing business with you.
We're gonna make them discard.
Your punishment
Okay,
is my
they
entertainment.
choose to save their life. Rahilda. We should play the One Ring. Okay. Let's pick up opening
My
series.
coin of carnage. Tribute. Defy me, and you'll lose
No attacks because Rahilda has first strike. So, okay, opponent concedes. It seems like our opponent was the version that is gonna steal our stuff. But yeah, guess we were aggro enough for them. Against Kefka, Court Mage. We're gonna discard the Miner 20 at some point. Oh, and since we drew Kumano, we are not punished. Now we play Dark Confidant. And this time we name Wizard. We get a 3-2. And they're gonna remove it. Seems like it. Fatal Push. Prismatic Vista into solve the equation for a Wrath. So that means we might want to go the opening cities route. Mana Drain. I think we'd still do the opening cities.
enough with your petty notions of morality. Go ahead. All that plead for mercy. Power.
Opponent is gonna take 4.
Defy me, and you
Very
lose
brave.
everything.
They shove aside, and
My
maybe they have
revenge
another
will be
removal.
cruel and painful. By coin,
So now we
carnage, tribute is owed.
play our commander. Do you want to drain the mana? Okay, they do. They ramp 4, which is not nothing. And they play Kefka. We discard the miner. They discard the land. And they commit Kuja. So it's gonna be second from the top. Okay. We have Feed the Cycle or Fell the Profane. So what we're gonna do is gonna mirror commander and use it for Feed the Cycle. And we don't pay for the miner. We get Inti. And opponent loses 2.
Plead for mercy.
Now they are away from Kefka. And they treasure cruise, exiling everything. Arcane Signet. We make you discard.
By coin or
Counterspell.
carnage, tribute is owed.
And since they have Kefka, we should discard our hand here. Since it's the last card in our hand, they don't get another card from Kefka. Sauron's Ransom. Spell and land, spell and land. Okay, they take the one with double vision. Tainted Indulgence. Okay, they have nothing. Good game. And we have Obnixilis ready to ultimate. We could target our opponent, get them to 2, or we can target us and get a full hand. So, yeah, good point to concede. Good games. Grizzly Bill, we have Shock, we have Bolt, and we can recast them with Arcanist. So all in all, we are Ichi. Hardened Bonds. Whenever a Bosgan counter is put on a creature, you seek a creature and it gets +1/+1 perpetually. We could use the land. Next turn we're gonna have 2 spells for the Arcanist. And if you play a creature that enters with counters, you also get the Hardened Bonds trigger. And we drew Core Steel Cutter, so we just play it and bolt our opponent twice. To 15. Okay. If they play Bill, I guess we double spell on Bill. Or triple spell, maybe. As much as we need. No, double because we can. Oh no, we already casted Bolt, so yeah. Opponent has a 6/6. But no matter. They go all the way to 7, 8. Okay. And they concede. Okay. Yeah. Having these two do nothing enchantments against an aggro deck is really, it means you really need to make the most of it, and just having a big boy didn't do it, so good games. BB, we have an answer but no black mana. Okay. Strike is only an answer momentarily, and if they play wrong, which they might or they might not. Flame Channeler. Opponent plays Expressive Iteration. I mean, it's good for digging, but they're gonna lose their exiled card, so it just becomes an anticipate. Land and surveil the land. Hey. Para Chief of Compliance. The memory lapse or strike. Okay, they play BB. And we should go to combat. Try to strike, baby. Solve the equation. For a mana drain. So let's bump in the night and pass. Right now we need to have enough mana to play 2 threats and get one through mana drain, but since we don't have lands, we just pass for now. BB with mana drain up. Ancestral Anger, so they are going off. Cyclonic Rift. No blocks. Piece it together. Yeah, and I think we might concede this turn here, depending on what they have. Expropriate. Okay. Good games, opponent. Nahiri, Fortune, Fury. An equipment deck. So what do we need? And she's a 5/4. Sicarda's 8. That's not doing much for now, but it's gonna allow them to attach an equipment whenever they play one, and they can play them at instant speed. So let's get a mountain, and maybe they have an equipment that makes a creature here, like Citizen's Crowbar. But we have Lightning Strike, and we get to the machine. And since we have Soulscar Mage, we're gonna be able to at least make Nahiri smaller. Okay, opponent is keeping mana up yet again. Lizard Blades. And Mandibular Kites. So now their Nahir is gonna come down. And we'll see what happens. They get to play cards from their top, but only equipments for free. Yeah, they get to exile one for each attacking equipped creature. And they play Nahiri. Maybe I should have killed the Lizard Blades earlier, that way she doesn't even... They needed to pay one more mana. Which maybe they had, they just wanna see what they get from Nahiri. And yeah, they get the land. Play our commander. And if we get burn spells right here, that might give us the win. Opponent plays Arm Scavenger, that's gonna give them one equipment every turn. And opponent gets a land. And Freya Crescent. We take the damage. And we pray for removal. No, that's not it. So now I'm thinking we jump with the Soul Skirmish. We have Kuja and we have 3 wizard tokens, so for every instant and sorcery we cast, that would be 6 damage twice. Okay. Nahiri. Okay, I think that's game. They're gonna remove one of our creatures, probably Harmonic Prodigy, but either that or Transkuria, that's... Or are they gonna plus Nahiri? Nah, they should minus. Okay, 8 to our commander.
Should have stayed out of my way.
So now let's see what's in our deck. Forge, not it. Yeah, we would need lightning bolt. No, even that doesn't do it. Does it? No. Yeah, I think. Let's see what we draw. Even though our opponent is taking a long time. Hmm. Yeah, we get a land, so good games. Lonis, they're gonna make clues and sacrifice them to get free stuff. Okay. This hand is marginally better than our last one. But I think we still need chip removal for Lonis. Maybe we just bedevil. On a shaman. So we bedevil on a shaman because otherwise they're gonna tutor for stuff and maybe they get tireless trackers so that their lands also give them clues and they can sacrifice more of them. Yeah. Opponent plays Inspiring Statuary, which means their clues are gonna give them mana essentially for their non-artifacts. But now, thanks to Harmonic's Prodigy, we got our Commander Transform, which they turned into an enchantment. And because they used Houseman, they're gonna get these tokens. And they played Tireless Provisioner. And Lonis. So let's attack. We drew Spectacle of Destruction. And we can play Fury here. I guess we play Fury. Full price. And opponent has an empty board, and they have 7 mana. Just enough for a young winder with affinity for artifacts. Whenever they get a token, they essentially put a creature to sleep. Spectacle of Destruction. We get all the triggers. What should we do? Pay 3 life, kill Young Winder. And opponent concedes. Good games. Yeah, I don't know what they had in the hand, but it needed to be a Cyclonic Rift or something of the sort. And you can see, thanks to how aggressive this deck is, it didn't matter if our opponent had our Kuja making 0-1 wizards for them every turn. We still got them. Good games. Reese the Redeem. They are a tokens deck. And we have cheap interaction for him. Let's channel Dragonfire. And next turn we can Asylum Visitor and then Screaming Nemesis. Unless we draw something better. Opponent plays Crep Hive. They're gonna make 1/1s, but they cannot block. Also they give us poison counters. Welcoming Vampire. So that's gonna draw them cards from every token. And since they're gonna be, once each turn, so they get to draw once from the Scrap Skype, and even if they play more token cards, they still just get to one. Mondrak is gonna give them double the tokens. So let's attack. If they choose not to block, we play Kuja. And get some wizard action going. Opponent is down to 7 life. They need to find a way to gain life soon. I'll spets That's gonna make a lot of tokens. Okay, they destroy Screaming Nemesis instead. Now with Mondrak and Elspeth, they get quadruple the tokens. But I think they're dead because we have Bolt Wave. And we also have Colligan's Command. Game opponent. Yeah, they still had to make the choice. I guess we could have chosen a different. Yeah, the third target artifact maybe was better, faster, but still, we got the win. Elsha, Threefold Master, Trample Prowess, and they make tokens whenever they hit us. So we want to kill her. Maybe we will have to double spell because of Prowess. Maybe just felt the Profane actually. Let's see if we get the lands. And obviously Dark Confidant is always a welcome. Always welcome in our opener. We get a cool... Confidant reveals a mountain. And I'm thinking we fire off the burn spells at our opponent. BB, okay, we should kill that. We will spell the BB, and we don't care as much because we have Dark Confidant. The Mox Amber is useless. And we drew Lightning Bolt. So we should play our commander. And always remember that Confidant is a wizard, so we're at 3. One away of transforming. The Devil, Coruscation Mage. So we should play the land and get in. Opponent uses a Kanjo on Dark Confidant. If they have a rat here, we should bedevil the Mox Amber. Opponent plays Elsha, Smuggler, Sculptor. And we bedevil your commander. You can crew your copter, but it's not gonna be able to do much because of summoning sickness. And yeah, opponent concedes. Sure, we had fun. Like I said, opponent needed Wrath that turn, which is why we didn't play anything. Do not play into it. And they didn't have it, so we won the game. Nicole as the Ravager. And they're gonna be even Stevens because of Giruda, also known as Gigant Cyberclaw Terror. In the meantime, we get to some aggro. Okay, opponent fits the swarm and they take 4. We should keep the pressure, so bloodthirsty adversary. And maybe we can sneak in Asylum Visitor with our opponent's commander. Okay, I didn't realize I meant it this turn, but go for it, opponent. Oh, actually it cost 2, so never mind. Yeah. My bad. Let's play Shieldred the Apocalypse. Kalane, Reclusive Painter, they get a treasure, they get their companion into their hand. And this is only from the middle cards, okay. So when Giruda enters, each player mills 4, and then they get 1 of each graveyard. Let's play our commander then. Opponent goes to 6. 10 rather. I don't know why I thought 6. Oh, because it was 12, so if they drew 6 cards. Opponent is thinking whether they transform Nicol Bolas or they play Giruda, Overlord of the Boiler Pits, destroying Kuja. Yeah, I don't like that Overlord, so we should offer a trade with Shieldred. Okay, they don't take it. One in place. Giruda finally. And they get Dark Confidant from us. And they get another Overlord. Sorry, artifact. No. Discard and 2 damage. Yeah, I don't think we can win this. I was thinking about Liliana, but we still need another land for her. Yeah, we just get the land. And they're gonna kill us next turn. Good games. And those were the games. I hope you enjoyed watching them as much as I enjoyed playing them. And yeah, as I suspected, Kuja actually gives us a little bit of more extra. Kuja actually gives us some reach when playing aggro decks, and the burn plan really works out because of the synergy with the wizards, dealing extra damage from our burn spells, and the aggressive plan putting our opponents very low on health. So yeah, I guess that's it for today, and I'll be seeing you. Bye bye.